Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Oy, 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 oy. Hello, hello, Mum. Hello, Ruben. Hello, Joe. Hello, Elixir Scott and Andy and Jack. Sandeep is here. And Claire without an eye. Oh, it's good to see you, Claire, without an eye. And so that's good. You're here. Thank you for coming, everyone. My mood is poor. It's okay. It's not horrible. It's poor. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm thinking about dying, basically, is what I'm doing. I shouldn't be thinking about dying, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about getting rid of all my stuff. I'm thinking, what do I do with all the stuff that I have? What do I do with all the this is just some of the papers. Can you see the papers that I've got here? That's my son's stuff up there. I've got just so much stuff. There's a image of me. There's a cabinet. It's not even full, but it's just got stuff. What do I do with it? Here's a picture of Lewis Schaffer. What about this stuff over there? Do you care about this stuff? I don't know whether you care. There's picture frames I found in the street. There's a mirror that I found. There's a cabinet that I found. There's a bookshelf that I found. There's a bookshelf. What do I do with all of this stuff? What do I do? I'm gonna have to watch videos about getting rid of this stuff. No one cares about it. I think that it's a combination of an ego thing. I actually think that I'm a high quality person, and that people are gonna want to. They're gonna want to look through Lewis Schaffer's stuff. This is what I think. It's ridiculous. I'm a ridiculous human being. Basically, we have more stuff than that, says Vatanai. Lewis, I had the best 3 weeks locked up in a loony bin ever. Well recommended. Okay, there you go. There you go. And they let you out. Congratulations to Claire. Welcome back. I wasn't going to mention it because I'd forgotten about it because I don't care about other people. But I do care about you, and I do care about you. But now you're out. So let's focus on staying out, because I know it's a state system, so it costs them thousands and thousands of pounds to lock you away. My mother was locked in a mental hospital on numerous occasions. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to do. You want to have the freezer? I've got a I don't have I do have a freezer. Is it a freezer or a refrigerator? I gave one of the freezers away. I no, I don't. I don't. You should do a house tour video. I mean, why would you want to see the way I live? You want to believe that Lewis Schaffer's a huge internationally famous celebrity and doesn't live this way. Doesn't live this way. I've just been so lazy. So lazy. Your jokes are more important. We need to publish your written stuff, Lewis. Yeah, maybe that's true. There you go. Don't you playing into my hands. Claire had 4 meals a day, drumming classes, art classes. My mother was totally loved that stuff. They used to call it occupational therapy, Claire. Is that what they called it where you were? Psychology courses, 48 acres of land to roam freely. Heavenly. Where is this place? That sounds amazing. Jimmy Carr has a theories. All comedians had an ill mother. Yes. Well, the good ones did. Yeah. 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 Well, maybe everybody's an ill mother. How many mothers are not ill? How many women are not ill? I shouldn't be talking like this. But how many women are not ill? Women are ill. They're considered ill because they don't think like men. And they've got hormones, and they have to live with men, which makes them crazy. My mama is good. Okay, well, you believe that. Basket weaving was a big thing in OT. Hence basket cases. Is that where that came from? Basket cases. It was on this Kent-Sussex border. That's close to me. Down here, due south. Due south. The Kent-Sussex border is right here. My mother was well, says Paul Yoward. Okay, well, I mean Jimmy Carr. Okay, and it was private. Okay, so it was private, so you didn't have to spend a lot of money. Hugh Janis is here. Welcome back. Hugh Janis watched a fantastic documentary on Norm, on Norm, Norm Macdonald. Didn't realize how much I missed him until I saw the SNL footage. Yeah, he was a great one, but then they fired him. Everybody gets fired. Everybody gets fired. What's better, North or South London, Lewis? Well, South London's better for me because I have a place here. I'd be homeless up in North London. The Jews live up here in North London. Yeah, they do. Arsenal. But we have Crystal Palace. I think South London is not that. I don't know. I mean, London, there's so many areas of London that are just horrible. My fridge and freezer, says Jack Schaefer, need defrosting. It takes me 2 days to defrost. That's 2 days living on pasta and bread. That's too long. What you do is you heat up water and you put hot water in the freezer. In the freezer. Welcome back, Hugh Janis. Where have you been? People are coming back. I was thinking about Claire. I'm thinking, where has Claire been? And then I completely forgot what you told me, what you were going through. I'm not sensitive. I'm not sensitive to it. Andy says shalom all. You wouldn't be homeless in Brighton. I'd come live with you. Okay, well, there you go. So many are SH1T, mate. What is mate? What is so bad? I had a conversation, Vatana, with two friends about getting old and dying. That's what I feel like. I'm getting old and dying. Just one just buried his dad. He was 93. I can't imagine what it'd be like to live for another 30 years. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking because I spoke to my friend Doug. He thinks the end of the world is coming to England, like complete financial collapse. I said, what about the Jews? He says it's not about the Jews. It's about complete financial collapse. The communists taking over. I met David Icke. He was class. I've met him too. It doesn't strike me as class. Strike me as he had arthritis, and arthritis is caused by a high carb diet. I didn't know that at the time. That was 7 or 8 or 10 years ago. Yorkshire is a terrifying council estate set in the scenic, girthy countryside up north. There's nice areas everywhere. Nice. Okay, Rounday and Aldwoody are Jewish areas of Leeds. The AS called it Al-Yidley, all Yidley, or like all Yiddy. What does AS mean? I don't know what that means. Susan is here. Look who's here. Claire is here. Let's say hello to Claire. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down from the train, from the night train, or is it the night stream? That's what we're calling it. Call it refrigerator, whatever. Lucy wanted to call it that. I don't know if she's listening in. I am still at the moment until 30 years from here kicks in. Yeah, you got 30 years maybe. People are not living till 93 anymore because we're not eating the same food that we ate, when the 93-year-olds who are dying today ate. So you, Janice, where have you been? Where have you been? Joanna, we love you. You are the one for me. Sounds like Joanna. What is that, Toto? Being how you have a bullet wound to the stomach, could I borrow a tenner, please? Andy. Does Andy have a bullet wound? And Ruben is saying hi. Is this going to become like an old Jewish chat thing? I am sympathetic to the Jews. So Vat and I will have to live another 30 years. If I live another 30 years, I'll be 98. I'll be the age of Mel Brooks. Who else is 90? Who else is 90, 30 years? Who else is 98? There's lots of other people who are 98. There you go. Well, would I be under you or on top of you, Claire? Are you feeling a lot better? That's what matters. Just doing stuff, says you, Janice. Been working in Detroit for a couple of weeks. Highly underrated city. Yeah, I got that feeling it's coming back. It was really bad. The leftists destroyed it. The globalists destroyed it, like they destroyed cities in this country. They should be ashamed of themselves. You, Jan, what were you doing there? That's good news. I'm a decade older than my physique shows, excluding my pot belly, which has its own electric scooter. There you go. Andy goes, he's doing the Mel Brooks joke. Lewis, I'm over 2,000 years old. Well, every Jew is old, in a way, old. Watch a documentary on Toto by coincidence. I think that, just like today? Yeah, I think I saw something. Maybe that's why it's in my head. My dad's mate, Danny, is 90. I'm glad you pointed that out, Paul, because that is so effing important. I've almost died as many times as Lewis has died on stage. And I have died. I have died a lot. I'm so good now, it doesn't seem like I'm dying. I just keep on going. The world was never meant for humans, says Andy. That could be true. That could be true. Especially now in these times. So I was talking with Doug and he says fight or flight. And I said there's one other choice. Let's just wait it out. You don't have to live in fear and you don't have to run. You just wait it out. I'm not sure I want to get that far, says Joe. Sorry, that sounds dark, but I'd rather leave the party early while I'm still sane-ish and continent. Maybe. I don't get what that means, Andy. Your hair isn't as fluffy tonight. Because I wet it down. I didn't wet it down today, but I wet it down and then I combed it. Your hair is amazing. Thank you very much, Andy. You know, I mean, they're gonna make planned murder illegal, where you're gonna be able to allowed to kill people. Maybe we'll take you to the and you'll go in and you'll be killed. That's what they want to do. That's what the left in this world want. I like the South Park episode where Cartman decides it's time to address his fatness. His answer is to get a mobility scooter. Yeah. Let's all be thin and amazing. Look at how great I look. 77.4 kilograms. I've been a little bit bad. I was okay today. I went and had a pizza, but the pizza had only 40 grams of carbs on it. 40 grams. Okay? Not even 40. No, less than 40, because it weighed 40 grams, the piece of bread that the pizza was on. Tommy Cooper famously died on stage. It was on a live ITV broadcast. The audience thought it was part of the act. Video, yes, I know that, Jack. I know that. It's very hard to do comedy in front of English people. You're horrible. You're horrible, male and female. You're all horrible. Toto was unspeakably good musicians. Well, they were like session musicians. And they all got together to form a band because they saw how much money those other guys were making. Susanna, Susanna, da 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 da. Wait, who's in? What's his name? There's Goulding is in that. No, Tommy literally died. I know. I'm not arguing with you. We know he died on stage. We know he literally died, as in not breathing. And people believed it. What were they supposed to do? They're not expecting him to die. But he was in bad shape. I said this yesterday. Do you know the videos, the AI videos that show the guy when he's young and when he's old? And then on the bottom it says that he died at, and that's the last picture is him like when he was old. And I said, you can tell he's going to die. You can tell. You know when someone's going to die. I don't want to die. I want to look great. I think also maybe this thing needs to be a bit higher up. What do you think? Should it be higher up? Is that better that way? Look how thin I am. Come on, let's be honest. Well, I'm not that thin, but I'm all right. Not 30 years since you went away. Rosanna. That's the song. It's not Rosanna. Rosanna. The Andy died. Which Andy is this? Is this an Andy that I know? I don't even know who this is. I should know who the people are. I don't pay that much attention to you. Do you know that? I don't care. I don't care. It's a great album. Rosanna, Joanna, Diane. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what the song was. I was young and it was all rather shocking, Mom. I heard that he didn't actually die on stage, but just sick of stand-up and wanted out. He actually passed in Buenos Aires in the mid-1990s. Possible. It's a good story. It's a good story, and we're all up for these conspiracies things. I can't imagine that happening. There was a comedian I knew who did like a farewell tour. He always did a farewell. He always did a farewell tour. How do I look like? Do I look all right now? Am I too far away? Is the angle wrong? Because the camera's up there instead of this is where the camera would be. That's weird. But the camera would be up here. Last Friday, people hated my karaoke. They were not ready for my rendition of Sunshine of Your Love. Okay. Rock the Casbah, Rock the Casbah. That's one of my favorite songs. I love those videos. The music makes it sad. I want to be forever young, Lenny Kilmister said. Live fast, die old. Well, I guess that's the dream, really. To live an incredibly great life and go on living forever. Isn't that the dream? Tommy Cooper was funny without having to do anything, which is bullshit. He was quite a heavy smoker of cigars, and he drank. And he was fat. He was in the military. He was in Egypt during the war or something like that. Snap. But not keen on looking rubbish at 95 in a care home in a nappy to makeup with no makeup. Yeah. And these nursing homes in this country or anywhere are just shit. Are horrible. In America too. I've seen it. Really bad. I'm amazed that people didn't realize it at the time. All of the comedians who could have had died on stage, it was Tommy Cooper. Far too perfect. Better than Kaufman. Obviously, a bit. Yeah, because he seemed like he was dying, like he was failing. Lemmy was an unusual name, and ironically, Kilminster, part of it was real, but Lemmy was a nickname. What was his real name? What was Lemmy's real name? And what's wrong with Lemmy? My song is Kung Fu Fighting. Everybody was lightning. Corsi is here. Spike Milligan was in the war. I guess they were all in the war back then because we were fighting against the Nazis until America saved my own father. Got shot twice. I got shot in the finger. Hold on a second. I don't know if maybe I should put on a better shirt. Anyway, where do we go? Celaire is here. Lewis, give a thumbs up, people. Poor show. On the likes count. Yeah, give a thumbs up down below. Like the stream, everybody. Thank you, Celaire. Let's like the stream. I mean, that's the least we can do is like the stream. Or go to Ko-fi and make a contribution. We could do karaoke on Discord, but I haven't a clue how to do it. We need a competent host. Any volunteers once a week? Chinese Elvis did it with me one night, but I haven't a clue how he got it up. Well, we could do it on there. Milligan's biographies are great. Yeah, He was the one who basically founded the comedy of Monty Python. Does he get any credit? Do I drink tea? Yes, I drink tea. Why don't you drink tea? We're in England. Of course I drink tea. Claire says, I won a writing award from Spike Milligan when I was a nipper. How do you like that? That's a really great thing. The reason, you've got a lot going on in your brain. You remind me of my mother. Very, very attractive. His real name was Ian Kilmister. He had an unusual hobby, collected Nazi memorabilia, including uniforms, as they looked more cooler than what we had. He also lived in a rent-controlled / stabilized apartment in Los Angeles. He had a nice big flat in Hollywood for $1,000, supposedly. You can check that out, see if I know what I'm talking about. Yes, the Pythons continue the Goon Show, basically, says Paul Yoward. Yeah, so there you go. So he says that I'm right. I can't. Yeah, so he was Chinese Elvis, hog the mic. Well, he's a professional entertainer. I am the entertainer. Da 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 da. You know that song. Da 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 da. Get in the back with a discount rack and another can of beans. Thank you, my friend, is with her mom, who she who she adored, is with her mom. I just saw that, love. Nice one, Claire. Good to see Claire. Really good to see Claire back. Did you get to meet Spike? When did he die? I think I met his wife. I definitely did meet his wife. I definitely did. Michael Bentine was quietly smarter than them all. Who is Michael Bentine? Maybe I'm going to go check that out. Who is Michael Bentine? I am the entertainer. Another. Comic genius was born on this day, 1922. His father was a Peruvian Briton. What does that mean? Probably he looks a bit Peruvian, or he could be Jewish. He was an aeronautical engineer for the Sopwith Aviation Company. During and after World War I, he invented a tension meter for setting the tension on aircraft rigging wires. Windmill Theater, Harry Seacombe. I don't know what that is. He must have been rich enough. He had a house in Palm Springs, California, USA. He died of prostate cancer. He was visited in the hospital by King Charles. So the Goon Show for 2 years. It looks like he didn't do very, very much, but he did something. Oh, look, he was in films. His 2 eldest daughters died of cancer. I don't know. I never even heard of this guy. Gold attempted authentic showings of silent films. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Sorry about that. Bentine had a touch of John Le Messier, about him come across as a beautiful person. Did you know that Starmer got scolded today in Parliament over rising energy prices, while Starmer got booed for saying 22 billion pound black hole? I think it's a bit late. It's a bit late. You gotta sink a swimmer on your own. I never met Spike Milligan, Lewis, says Claire. He hand wrote to me in 1979 when I was 5, so young, to say my written and pictures to the story of Sammy the Snail made him laugh and to keep writing. That's so great. That is really lovely. That's really, really, really lovely. Take the name of this char, Jack. Some people are getting ready for sleeping and happy thoughts. I don't know. I'm thinking happy thoughts right now. He was one of the goons. One of the goons, the Goon Show. People loved the Goon Show. I knew a guy who loved the Goon Show. Loved the Goon Show. Love the Goon Show. Michael Bentine. Michael Bentine's Potty Time. Maybe we could watch that, a bit of that, without being made in too much trouble. What do you think? Let's see what it says. 1973, that was 50 years ago. Hello. Oh, look who's here. You're home a bit early.
Yeah.
Why, what happened? Were you fired? You weren't fired. Okay. Was it all right?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Michael Bentine? It's a British children's show. It would air for 7 years. The Potties. Bearded puppets. 71st place in Channel 4's 100 Greatest Kids TV Shows poll. So for 7 years. In Australia and New Zealand. Very interesting. I'm sorry for being in here.
I didn't think I'd be back this early.
Yeah, okay. You going to sleep right now? What do you think?
Right.
Anyway, the producer has come in. Let's welcome him. He came back from...
Don't need to talk.
I'm not going to talk to him. Bentine had a touch of... Yeah, seems like a nice guy. I don't know. Does he seem like a nice guy? He's half Peruvian. His father was a Peruvian engineer. Immigrants. Dirty, dirty, dirty immigrants. What are we talking? Love Duran Duran? I was really ill. At 13, all of Duran Duran wrote me regularly until I got well. Well, that is nice of them, too. Why do they write you? How do you get them to write you? You have famous parents. Thank you, fellow Duran Duraners. They could be younger than me. Yeah, I like that. Humor. When it's used right, it's a shield and a bomb. Paul Yowers having a bad hair day. I still got my mom's 78 record of I'm Walking Backwards for Christmas. I'm not familiar with that song. Is that a song that everybody knows about? Everybody knows about that song. Let me check. If you don't want to see the background here, just say, "Hey, Lewis." Vatanai says Starmer and his WEF mates are pleased about oil prices. It gives them a method of reducing carbon by the back door. They can blame world events. You know what? That sounds like you're a conspiracy theorist to some, and to me, it sounds like you're probably right. I mean, Keir Starmer is their boy. He's like the Tony Blair of today, except he's not quite as smart. I just wrote to them and said their music made me feel better, so they wrote back. That's really great. Let's send a letter to people. Let's send letters. Write a letter to Lewis and say, "Dear Lewis, I love your music and you make me feel good, better. And I will fall in love with you. I'm falling in love with you now." Okay? So what were we looking up? I don't remember what I was looking up. I went over here. I went here. I went here. Not the potty time, no. I forgot what I was looking up. I've had 3 oranges today. Excellent assessment of Keir. Yeah, he's happy. He's at war with America, even though America is helping him. Helping him. Dear Jim can fix it for me to give lovely Claire a load of money. Well, make sure we spell Claire right, because the other Claire is going to be getting the money, Andy. Start stocking up on essentials, everyone. Shortages are coming our way sooner than you think. Yeah, it's quite probably possible. They want that to happen. They want lockdowns in 15-minute cities. Joe could write an essay on your experience, a bad pedophilic case. Okay, can you say that? Can you juggle 3 oranges? In my belly, I've had 3 oranges today. That's not good. Dear Lewis, I love you getting canceled on GB News because you are too funny and sexy to be on television. That is a perfect way of saying that. Yes. Yeah, I'm too funny and too sexy. And I'll be back. I'll be wearing a nice suit. Russell Brand was on fuel lockdowns tonight. But I think the people are a bit fed up with him. Don't you think that they're a bit fed up? My friend, Doug, he says there's going to be riots in the streets. He says that people are getting fed up. Are you fed up? I'm not sure if you are. I said, I don't see it. But maybe that's what's going to happen. Yeah, it was fine. Potential murder case. Didn't get selected. Then a cannabis farm case that got adjourned or dismissed or something after 2 days because they couldn't prove the foreigner's legal age. Why would that be a concern? Lewis, did the jury think 3 years ago? Very disturbing, and he was sentenced to 26 years. That's an eternity in Britain. People are not really, they're not sentenced for that long. Or the translator quit or something, but it was 20 years, 15 years back, so no trauma, says Susan C. Come on, Lewis. You know they have said similar for decades. Who has said what to Keir Starmer? Asking Starmer to tell the truth is like expecting a bottom to go ungroped in the BBC in the 1970s, or maybe even now. Hey, you know what's really interesting is that Starmer is the left lie. They lie. They believe that it's okay to lie. They're like the Muslims. They think it's okay to lie to promote Islam. I hear cicadas outside. Not a sound apart from my gate, which needs attention. Cicadas, are they coming out of the ground? I remember when I was a kid and I saw one dead cicada And it was like it blew my mind. And then 17 years later, when I graduated from uni, the cicadas were out. Trump's BS, he was in negotiations, has soon been proven to be a lie. He has now no choice but to put boots on the ground to save face. I mean, who knows? I've read many things about that. I've read many things about it. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't want to negotiate. Why should we negotiate with those people? They killed 40,000 people. They're mass murderers. They're horrible people. They've aided the Houthis and the Hezbollah and the Hamas. They're bad people. Lewis, what do you think of rumors of a Farage-Rupert Lowe conciliation? I think Lowe should steer clear, Seller. What do you think? Tell me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think. The Straits of Hormuz aren't opening anytime soon. Oil and gas supplies are running out. It equals shortages because they're not helping. You're not helping that. You know what I mean? So, and you basically close down the oil in this country for all those wind farms and whatever. Cicadas have a periodicity always of a prime number, like 17 years, to avoid predators. Why is that? How does that avoid predators? It was, and what was worse is after it was done, I heard my deceased boyfriend, who died a few weeks before, to find out that the victim was her half sister. Shocked, says Joe. What was worse is after it was done, I heard from my deceased boyfriend. Was he dead at the time when you heard from him? Who died a few weeks before, to find that the victim was. You just nod. Was it bad at work today?
No.
Was it all right?
Yeah, I'm just tired. I work for 8 hours.
That's
Why?
good.
Because you think I'm not. I'm not.
No, you seem a bit unhappy. I don't know.
I'm just tired.
That's good. Work is good. It's not good.
What's this? This is not a pipe wire.
No, you can open it up. Just twist the top. Twist the top.
Oh, it's gonna scare me.
No, it's a water bottle. It's open. It's a water bottle. Celia says Lowe should steer clear.
Who would use this?
That's 30 pounds new.
Useless.
Why is it useless?
Get like one drink out of it.
You put your coffee in it. It's just for carrying coffee around. As he wanted to be but he probably won't, as he wanted to be a Tory. You know what? The truth is that maybe they have to join together, and maybe Starmer will realize what he's got to say and what he's got to believe. It could go either way at the moment, to be honest. I think Trump has a plan. He hasn't revealed it yet. He's got a plan. He's thought about this. And even if he doesn't, those Iranian Islamicists needed a smacking. They were bad to America. Death to America, death to Britain, death to Israel, death to the Jews. You heard them say that. And now they're getting death themselves. They should have been a bit nicer. Don't you agree? Don't let him put it near his mouth, Susan ceases. Well, like you said, it's not new. It should be cleaned before use. I may be wrong, but I find it difficult to believe he has started a war with no plan. They've been planning this war for 47 effing years, even before they took over. Okay. They're all about planning wars. When he has been all about anti-war, he planned everything before his second term. Time will tell. He's planned everything. Prime numbers are not divisible. I know what a prime number is. And themselves. So predators have to be specialized to the same time scale. The strategy of long time nothing and abundance of an odd number is hard to track. Okay. It's an interesting theory. It's an interesting theory. We do not need to have 84% already. What was 84% of what? The Pentagon has announced a further 2,200 troops on the way. That's 4,400 in total. You know what? Soldiers want to fight. They want to live. They want to say, I made it through Iraq. I made it through World War II. I was in Korea. I was in Nam. American soldiers like that stuff. They need a place to fight. Iranians have a plan. Bring back the Shah. He could oversee the transition to democracy and then democratic voting. How can we bring back the Shah when we don't have any troops on the ground and the Iranians don't have any guns? Is that flag upside down? What flag? This flag? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Is it upside down? And 10,000s of civilians being murdered in the streets for civil rights. If only the West wasn't TDS. It's not that the West is TDS. The West are communist, globalists, team worldists, leftists. They're evil. They're evil. I'm sorry for even mentioning this. It has something to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump was a great man. He was the one who thought of all this stuff, or most of it. But they would hate anybody who was doing this. Anybody. Marco Rubio. They hate anybody. I read 270,000 on a few sources, but the number, including austerity, of around 3.4 million, Straw says. Don't quote me on this. Claire says 270,000. 270,000 of what? We should make it a priority to invade any countries that don't have captive bottle tops or a high enough proportion of domestic heat pumps. Yeah, they might do that. They might do that. 4,400 American troops are on the way. Yeah. Let's hunt them down and kill them all. I'm sorry for talking like this. The problem with this country is the government forget that we aren't a superpower anymore. We don't have an empire. If Germany invades, we call Uncle Sam. But the government act like we are the U.S. Exactly, and this country doesn't have the money for it. I saw a program about how not Angela Merkel, van der Leyen was bad mouthing the top 4 American tech companies. Did you hear about this, producer?
Yes.
And that they said, Donald Trump said she has to be prevented from coming into the country, and it really shook her. It shook.
No, it didn't.
What happened?
That's just not anything. It didn't shake her at all. This is what happens when you just watch these videos, okay, of these people who like think all politics is personal. They're like, oh, von der Leyen was like shook. It's like kind of just stupid. Like, she was talking about building up Europeans' like own domestic tech companies because we're so reliant on American ones that could be turned off in like a big trade war.
Well, why? How can the government do that?
How?
How can the government do that?
By making the environment permissive and giving procurement contracts to European companies.
No.
Yeah.
Your government needs to stay out of it. Stay out of it. Starmer knows the UK will have more terror attacks if it does anything. He bent over for too long, for too many. We all saw the whole of the moon. We saw the whole of the moon, says Susan C. Yeah, he brought it on himself. People have brought it on ourselves. And that's what we need. Whether we need one person to do it, but we need the country be free, to be great again. Whether that can happen, I'm not so sure. Lewis, I'm so confused. You mean there's no more British Empire? What happens now? Well, what happens when there's no British Empire? I mean, my friend Doug is really concerned. Lucy Van Pelt, you take his side. You leave my son alone. She says, listen to Columbus. Listen to Columbus. Lucy, good to see you. Everybody, Lucy Van Pelt is here. I'm afraid you're going to find out how much I love Lucy Van Pelt. And it would be awkward to all the beautiful women here. But I'm still going to love you, Joe. I'm still going to love you. Who are the women here? You the only woman here. Claire and the other Claire and all the girls. Vatanai says, when van der Leyen was in charge of German defenses, they didn't have enough rifles for a drill. They used broomsticks. For years, she was happy to hide behind the U.S. Now the EU are fucked for defense. Not just you're fucked for defense, but people aren't buying stuff, and America doesn't need you anymore. In their mind, you're like third or fourth on the list of countries that America is interested in. You know, I mean, and he's basically, through this whole Iran thing, he's basically hammered home the fact that the EU is useless to him, and that we're not. And what do they want to do? Kick us out of Germany? We won't be in NATO. We won't be in NATO. That'll make the Russians happy. It'll make everybody happy. There's only 12 stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It says 13 right there. 13 stripes. That's right. And you know how it feels to reach too far, too high, too soon. You saw the whole of the moon. There you go. Lucy says, hi, Joe. Better to be mad than dead. Me, Lewis. Yes, and you're there too. I love you. Don't think because I focus on one person here occasionally that I don't love you, Mom. I love the name Mom. I love the idea that you could be my mom and I could be your mom. Charles himself abdicated what was left of the British Empire in 1997 when he said the British Empire is no more, when Hong Kong became independent, which did not benefit the Chinese at all. I think you're making a joke about that, of course. Yeah. Next, we continued to being a vassal state looking for a sugar daddy while we cannibalize many assets. That's us, by the way. Yes, we're a vassal state. Let's fight for Britain. Tell your son that Van der Leyen, this is Vantanai, and I respect what he says, is a corrupt grifter, raking in a fortune whilst trying. You can't hate people for raking.
Because that's true doesn't mean she's wrong on this.
Has she been raking in a fortune?
Of course.
Of course. He says, of course.
She's an EU bureaucrat, of course.
She's an EU bureaucrat, Vatanai.
It would be weird if she didn't.
It would be weird if she didn't. This is what the producer says.
Taking advantage of the stock market.
Like a U.S. politician not taking advantage of the stock market. Her husband made money from Novid jabs too. There you go. Bad people. Did you wash the shirt that's in there? You did. Did you take the shirt out?
Yeah.
You couldn't wash everything all at
because
once.
It will make my shirt go grey.
No, it won't.
It will.
Does Lewis have a water boy in there? This boy is not my water boy. I'm his water boy. Dave Toby is here. He's no Winston Churchill, Stormer. No, the best thing I've heard Trump say about Stormer. He's no Winston Churchill. No, Winston Churchill was not even on our side. He was on a European empire side, but he knew he had to be nice to Roosevelt. Lewis has the best sexy fun ladies, and he might share them every now and then. I will share them. I will share them. If any of you girls want to do any of the guys here, do not think I am going to be jealous or greedy or envious or whatever. Go for it. Go for it. Trump on Sadiq Khan. That's a fun fact to watch. Sadiq Khan, he's mayor. He's so pathetic and he looks so, he's horrible. V.D. Leyen has failed upwards. She is vile, says Paul. Yes. Churchill was half American.
Why do these people, what do they have against von der Leyen? What do they have against von der Leyen?
What do you have against von der Leyen? Because she's a globalist.
Why?
Because we don't need a globalist. We need sovereignty. Because she's evil. Why? Because globalism is evil.
You don't know why. You don't know
why. Why is she a globalist?
You can't even name a single one of her policies.
I can't. Of course I can't. I just don't like her. If Donald Trump doesn't like her, I don't like her either. I could never be a sugar daddy. Yeah, I don't want a sugar daddy either. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. That's why if you want to contribute to the Lewis Schaffer Fund here at Ko-fi.com. Anyway, as she'd only love me for my money. I grew up watching too many Disney films and rom-coms. I want a woman to love me for me. I want my Adrian. Adrian! The problem is, that's wrong, Jack, because that's what the communists are saying. And that's why there's so many single women, unhappy men for all of that. We have to have money. We got to pay them off. We all have to be sugar daddies. I wish we didn't, but we do. We do. Why do women like me? Because you think I'm an internationally famous supporting artist, stand-up comic, TV personality, pundit, recently seen on GB News. You don't know how much money I have. You think I'm just... Oh, he's kidding. He's kidding. But you might... You know what I mean? You might not... There's always the hope. Correct. It is outrageous. I suppose she is like a German Neil Kinnock. Is that who... Could she be like a German Neil Kinnock? Iran could do Comedy Unleashed. Maybe that's part of the negotiations that they're fighting for. How repugnant was the New Year's Eve fireworks and London coverage on the BBC? Right after. I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. Is the producer a lefty? Are you a lefty?
No.
He says he's not. I think he is. He's got more of a leftist tendency. Am I a lefty?
You don't have political positions.
My son says I don't have political... So you think I'm lying to people?
You don't have political positions. You have a personal position, which is like you support Trump no matter what. If Trump tomorrow started saying like, oh, we're going to, I don't know, nationalize some big company and, not pay, whatever, like, you'd be like, yes, good. Because you don't have a political position on it.
Yeah, you think I follow Donald... My son thinks I follow Donald Trump without thinking.
Yes.
Maybe Donald Trump follows me without thinking.
Anyway. No more.
I didn't follow him from the beginning, Columbus. Maybe he's right. People's Party won in Denmark, so change is happening against the globalists. Le Pen may win this time too. Let's hope so. Let's hope. I'm not saying let's hope for civil war, but maybe people will get angry. I want Arabs to be Arabs, Italians to be Italians, Greeks to be Greeks. Be nice, Ruben, to the producer. He thinks you're a snowflake.
Because these people don't know politics. They don't know what they're talking about.
He says my son's like Paul. He's like Paul.
No, I'm not like Paul.
You're not like Paul. Yeah, you're saying they don't know politics. Yes, they do.
It's just like grievance, like issue without like understanding why things are wrong.
Why are they wrong in this
You're
country?
like sitting there talking about von der Leyen like you know a single thing about von der Leyen.
I don't like her
Like
name.
I hate von der Leyen, but for like good reason.
What's a good reason you hate her?
Because she's a hypocrite.
She's a hypocrite, my son says. Yeah, go on.
Stop it. No, you're
Yeah.
dragging me in.
Why is she a hypocrite?
Because
She wants digital currency, says Vatnai. She wants trannies.
What's wrong with digital currency now? Is it not Trump who's the one who pushed like his own Bitcoin?
She wants digital currency to be under the control of the EU.
So
Whereas where the Bitcoin is not under the control of
Bitcoin is effectively under the control of America if he got his wish and actually pegged Bitcoin to the US dollar.
It can't be pegged because he doesn't control Bitcoin. He can't peg it. He can peg the US dollar to Bitcoin, but that's not the same thing. Shaw says, I remember when you had dark hair, smooth suit, and rapid fire humor. You haven't changed much physically. Yeah, but I'm not, my sense of humor is not quite as good. I'm not as smart as I used to be. Ruben's laughing. He says, you're telling me I don't know politics, you cheeky. I can't call my son that. He's lovely. Claire, I could be your Neo, says Jack Schaefer. As just like Neo, or like an offer is gruel to eat and ripped clothes, but I would literally get your heart beating. Yeah. But women, I don't know. I think at a certain age they stop needing a man with money like they used to. When they're young, they want a man with money. Yeah, so lamb was for dinner here, and Kermit made another lime tray bake. There you go. It sounds amazing. Did you put a picture up? Layan is motivated by control. Bitcoin is not controlled by governments. That is the point of it. Yeah. Bitcoin is independent. That's why it was created. The fact that it's been going on for how many years now? 17 years. Do you think someone's going to pull the rug out from it? Or have they done that already? Let's talk about sex babies. Let's talk about all the good things, not the bad things. This didn't strike me as a bad thing. We're being open and honest. We're talking about things that people don't talk about other places, or maybe they do. Data is the most valuable thing in today's economies. That's why Google and other tech companies are giants. The government wants that by introducing digital ID currency. Or the government wants to have its power back. It was taken away from them. And the EU wants to have its power back, but they gave it away by being a bunch of commies. Ask the boy, why does he think that we don't know about politics, Vatanai? Or reasons for having opinions? Why do you think that? All our long years, we've been taking this stuff in, says Vatanai. Why do you think that?
Because you're watching you.
Because...
Stop.
Yeah, he says the reason why he thinks you don't know shit is because you're watching. What?
I didn't say that.
You said that. You said, ask the boy why he doesn't think we don't know about politics. And he came back and said, because you're watching Lewis Schaffer, his own father. No man is king in his own household.
Don't have to talk to me,
I shouldn't talk to him. Lewis, meet a man with money? Really? I survived not having that experience. Thanks. I wish I had money. I'd give it to women. I would. Well, maybe I would. Digital currency by governments is to make universal credit and use the social credit score of China I was accidentally involved in developing. Yeah. Yeah, they want control, and they want to have control over us. I mean, look what's going on in this country. People are getting arrested for saying they don't like Palestinians. Are they going to arrest me? Are they going to arrest you? You know, that's fair, but I don't think many of us come to the Lewis show because of the politics, more because of the philosophizing. What isn't that what we're? Isn't that the whole thing? Isn't politics philosophizing? Watch Question Time tomorrow. You were on Question Time, were you not? Were you on Question Time? Tomorrow evening, when Nigel Farage takes on the governor of the Bank of England over people investing in AI investments. He storms Offset Live, says Ruben. Why is he even discussing that? What is the most important thing in the country? Is fighting communism and fighting the invasion, a cultural invasion of the Islamic people. The future of owning nothing is not a happy one. That's exactly right. Communism is not happy. I've watched so many videos about East Germany or about, you know, about here. I see it here. Raise the flags is worth supporting, practical, and annoys the left totally. What is Raise the Flags, Corsai? It's the BBC. F the BBC. What is Raise the Flag? UK-based campaign. Promote patriotism and national identity by displaying Union Jacks. Yes, particularly in response to their removal by local councils. $20,000 to place flags. Raise the flags. Raise the colors. Consisting of a group display the Union flag. Yeah. Lewis. Meaning I'm fab, obviously, and self-sufficient, and not reliant, but love interesting, lovely, funny people. That's all. Well, that's what I mean, I don't try. I try to be as I don't try to be as interesting as possible, but I hope I am interesting. I hope I am. I kind of like having things. Not all things, but some things. It's good to have things. I got too many things. In the first part of the show, you could, if you go back to the first part, you could see a little bit of this place here. What stuff I have. Flags started in Birmingham last year, as recently as that. It's patriotism. It's patriotism. Question time. The legendary foot fetish man. Who is the legendary foot fetish man? My house is rendered, so I'm tempted to do the red cross on it. Red cross. That's all. Why? Because it's hard to paint on a rendered building. I don't like rendering. Tell the producer to watch your show tomorrow, Lewis. He might enjoy it. To watch my show. To watch whose show? I mean, he sits here. He has to listen to this. I mean, I feel bad. He was. I mean, we were good for a long time. The producer and I. And now I guess he's finding out at an old age, what an idiot his father is. It's illegal to remove the flags. We have no rule of abandonment in this country, which is important to Lewis finding things. What do you mean? That saying like finders keepers, losers weepers? What do you mean by that? Would you please explain the rule of abandonment? I'm going to Google that too. There is a recognized, though newly established, protection against a specific type of abandonment, known as transnational, following the UK government updated its immigration rules to address cases where a person is intentionally stranded abroad by a spouse to prevent them from exercising their rights in the U.S. That's not the same thing. What is abandonment law? I think you mean I think it could be called something else. Paul, it could be called something else. Susan C says, I don't either like render, but I wouldn't be mad at it. At a St. George's cross on the house and a pack of bacon hanging out the litter box. I would be upset about that because I want to eat the bacon. The problem with women, this is my experience, says Jack. They say I want funny, kind, etc., unquote. But those qualities are subjective. Any man can claim they are those things. So I often pass on those women. You can't pass on those women because women are women and they are what they are. You know, it's like you got a dog. You don't get upset at a dog, you know, because they're a dog. You don't get upset at a lion because they're a lion. They are lions and they're, you know what I mean? No, opposite. You never stop owning something unless consciously disposed of. Flags left in the street still belong to the owner. Okay, sorry. Cats need the vote. They would just go to sleep on election day. Well, because they need about 20 hours of sleep. But if you say needs to be over 6 feet, earn more than 100K, live alone, no kids. No, in France they have no. In France they have a law of abandonment, so a left thing is no longer belongs to you. This interesting, interesting. So like I found a jumper, I found a sweater, and I, it was like maybe they didn't abandon it. It probably fell out of a bag, but it was there for, and I picked it up. Is that bad? Yes, guys have to be funny in this country, says Claire, when they bring home a payslip, as this country is run by corrupt twats. Kind is a last longer. Kind is a last longer. I'm doing my best, Straw says. After decades, I am now at the peak of my physical unfitness. As the Beatles said, I feel fine. We worry too much. We know this. Be happy or, well, how unfit are you? Let's be thin, Straw. Look at how great Lewis Schaffer looks. Look at how great Lewis Schaffer looks. Did you see the English Bill of Rights on Discord? I didn't see that. No. What about that? What about the English Bill? 100,000 jobs gone to AI. Once IT jobs were considered really good. Where will programmers, analysts, and coders find a new job? Well, you know what it was when I was a kid, and you probably remember this, is they thought it was important to learn how to code, to use a computer, to learn basic or whatever it is. And the point is, you don't need to learn that in order to use a computer. So maybe AI is, and is AI necessary? I mean, is it necessary? Is it going to change anything? I'm not sure. Politics and philosophy aren't, Warmelian is here, aren't really the same thing. If I came here for politics, we'd be discussing specific goings on and policies. Philosophy is more the discussion of shoulds and ideals. Yeah. I mean, we are involved in big thinking. It's big for me. My mind isn't. I'm not as smart as I used to be. I'm not as good looking as I used to be. I'm not as smart as I used to be. If the sweater, if left, still belongs to the guy who left it there. The shirt from the bin is safe for you to take by law. If just in street, then less so. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now I feel bad. I feel bad. I mean, I just thought to myself, no one's going to come back and take this thing. And I sold it for 20 pounds. For example, philosophy would be Lewis should not be eating ice cream. Politics is Lewis is eating ice cream. Okay, maybe there should be a law against Lewis eating ice cream. But within politics is the thought there should be a law against Lewis eating ice cream, but maybe it's okay for Lewis to eat ice cream. Whenever I see a jacket on the floor in public, I always hang it up on the back of a bench or fence. Otherwise, when it rains, it won't dry out. Then you get moldy and the fabric's weaken. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm pretty good about all that stuff too. I am a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. Maybe a bit of a bad guy. No. I tried to twin you earlier over a comment, as in be good mated, and heard nothing back, as you're a bloke. Are you talking to Ruben? We circled back to Python, which is one of the main computer languages, and is named after Monty Python. There you go. I did not know that. I didn't know that. When is your next live show? It's in Ryde. It's in Ryde on the Isle of Wight. On the Isle of Wight. Anything I find in the street. I have a post outside the house. Okay. Keith Bexley says AI is fantastic for coding. It's good for coding, right? My son was doing a little bit of that. But it can still only create stuff that has been done by humans already. Humans wrote the languages for people to code. AI just combines things as an LLM. What does LLM mean? What does an LLM mean? Do you know what that means? There you go. I'm sure you made the owner very happy. Just a bit of virtue on the fact that one day they might find out that the shirt they had was worth 20 pounds. I sold it the same night, so it might have been worth even more than that. Anyway, when on the IOW, Lewis, what is the IOW? Humans will be able to use AI to create things unimaginable. There will be jobs in industry will transform. I'm so relieved, this is Vatanae, that me and my wife have the means to survive. I feel really sorry for those working 2 full-time jobs on a mortgage and pay a mortgage. No job is safe. I fear there's strife. Hey, I would have to say something. No, I didn't put it up yet. I didn't put it up. The Millwall. Think I should put the Millwall shirt up for 20 pounds. Isle of Wight. The town is called Ryde. 16th of April. That's like 3 weeks away. My 50th year without a break. Of what, Susan? Okay, we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Are we going to say goodbye? We're going to say goodbye and thank you. Thank you for listening to this show. Everybody, I'm going to thank the people here. I'm going to say, go on the chat and see how many people, and take a guess for the largest concurrent group amount of listeners in tonight's stream. Thank you, John Van Dam at 22. Dave Toby came in at 21. There's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Lucy Van Pelt at 20. There's Sandeep at 19. Keith Bexley at 18. 17. At you, Janice. Welcome back, you. At 16 is Wormelian. 15 is Celer at Audex. Andy is at 14, and Joe is at 13, and 12 is Alex. 11 is Kaiho Kermit. Fantastic. 10 is Vatanai. Claire without an I is at 9. Beautiful, beautiful Claire. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mom. My mom is at 8. 7 is at Ruben. Susan C is at 6. 5 is at Elite Elixir. And there's 4 is Scott Schaefer. So there we go. Or do you pronounce it Schaffer? Corsai is at 3. And then coming in at 2 is again Joe, Princess 37, Warrior Princess. She's at 2, and you well deserved. And number 1 is Paul Yowards. Thank you, Paul, for coming in. Now can we guess the number of has anybody come up with a number of the largest concurrent? Concurrent, that's one of those words. Concurrent. Corsi says 25, but let's see. I have no idea. I have no idea what the top number is. Vatanai says 37. Lucy Van Pelt is 26. Okay, 28 is Joe Warrior Princess. Get in fast. The first person who says the right number will win. Claire says 27. I hate to say it, I'm not going to give anybody else a chance to answer the question, because Claire, on her first day back after 3 weeks away, has won. 27 is the winner, right? 27 is the winner at about 11:35. So we've had a great show. Curiosity is one of those words, yeah. So thank you, Claire. Everybody give Claire a round of applause. Yeah, Jane Catterson was here. So let's thank everybody. This has been a great stream. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Will I see you tomorrow at 5? I hope I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Susan C. and Corsi. Thank you, Jack and Paul and Claire and Straw and Mom. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Ruben. Brilliant. And a big winner to Claire. Come on down to ride. We will see you later. Everybody. Okay? I love you. This has been the best stream ever. And thank you for the producer for participating. I always loved speaking to him. He knows what he's talking about, even when he's wrong. Okay, so we're gonna sign off in 2 minutes. And we'll see you tomorrow at 5. We need to have the producer on for an in-depth interview. Would you do that? I mean, we don't have to show your face. He doesn't want, he's right not to, he's right. So it's been a great stream. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock.